secured as a crisscross tie, and then I've used this cable tie method here with a bit of, was that like electrical tape, I think, to stop any biting in or scarring or anything like that. So then we follow this up, and boom, Hawthorn. Collected about 24 hours ago. Just had it soaking in some water overnight. Had to extend our white screen with a bodyboard to try and fit the mock-up foliage pad in there. But there we go. It makes the leaves a bit easier to see, just for now anyway. There we go. So with the air layer removed, I get John to count that for me. But 2.5 years, 2.5 years in development. I remember talking to Tony's bonsai when he was alive about this tree. Yeah, he quite liked the idea, because I was using this as a bit of an experiment as to whether collecting in the autumn or the spring was better or preferred. So yeah, it's just been developing in this wash basket at totally the wrong angle, and I wanted to do like I was going to keep air layering it down and then do a raft style, but to be honest, that's only because that's just how it was planted, because this is all I had at the time. So yeah, I think it's time to see what the roots have actually done over these 2.5 years. And yeah, have a feeling that we'll stand it back upright, you know, sort of like this, back up in that position, and have a look at what we can do with it then. But yeah, 2.5 years, let's do it. So it's out. I forgot that instead of tie down wires, I used cable ties, but it still works. Found a rock, don't remember using that. And it's actually some pretty good soil. I can't remember really where this came from, but yeah, I'm quite pleasantly surprised with that. I'll show you some of these roots. Yeah, pretty good root ball in there. So yeah, I'm just gonna comb this out. Look at that. I'm just gonna comb this out, and yeah, I'll be back with you in a minute. So I have to go wide angle here, but this is what we're left with. Kind of crazy. I haven't washed the root ball yet. I will do, because I want to get rid of all of that old stuff, but that's not a lot of root. Well, it is in a way. 2.5 years with only, you know, top end pruning in the height of summer. Yeah, it's kind of mixed emotions. I mean, 2.5 years ago, man, this is an absolute time warp. Let's give you an example. In here you can see I wasn't using bonsai soil really. I was using organic compost. I was using any kind of filler that I could find. This is polystyrene. I learned from watching like Xavier and Jason's videos about cat litter, and I was really interested. So I went and bought just regular clumping cat litter, not like the, you know, the molar kind or whatever. And it's a time warp. It's crazy, you know. So many things have happened and so much has changed. And yeah, I have been reflecting on our good friend Tony, who is no longer with us. I spoke to him in detail about this tree, and yeah, it's just crazy how life moves. Everything is bonsai, everything. I'm gonna wash this off, and then we're gonna ponder what kind of container this will go into, because I'm thinking we might want to refine the roots some more before we look at a bonsai pot. Here we go, look at this. So I also want to mention, had I have known at the time that I could go up to Devon Bonsai and get their Pro Mix for such a good price, and I saw that I've proven time and time again over the years is a fantastic substrate for building really ramified, fine, fibrous roots. Anyway. Not sponsored, Neil, if you want to though, you can. Okay, so I kind of want to show you some of the options that this sort of material gives you, because there's a lot going on here. So how it was in its very fashionable washing up bowl, it was placed like this, because that's just how I did it at the time. And so I've been air layering this top part off over the last 2.5 years, and I've seen all these suckers come up, all these shoots. These did not exist when I collected this material, and so I've been looking at it sat like that thinking, wow, I haven't really made a proper raft style. That would be quite cool to do, but that was only because that's what I could see. Now I can see a lot more, and if we look at it like this, well, we can do it that way, that's fine. What can you see? I can see a definite windswept because of how all the branches are just trying to go to the sun, which was up here, right? Because it's been laying on its side. So a windswept, you know, so we've got raft, we've got windswept with all branches going this way. A windswept hawthorn, yeah, we've never seen one of those. Yes, we have seen one of those before. I've seen some fantastic examples, one of which was actually at the Swindon show. I'll put a picture up now. That was a really something special kind of tree. And the way I'm looking at it now is actually, I like the taper of this bottom trunk. It's actually much nicer than I remembered, and I am getting some fine root coming off the bottom here. So I think it's going to be a case of keep as much root as possible, eliminate all of the root on this side of the tree, the higher up roots I mean, and kind of plant it as a formal upright with that nice flowing trunk. And we'll do another air layer up there this year once the last frost has been. So I think that's going to be, yeah, that's going to be that. We're gonna go with this bend, and I'll show you as we go. But yeah, let's do it. Because we've decided what design we're going to do. It means that, oh dear, it means that yeah, 2.5 years of growing this out. There's even root coming off of this, but 2.5 years of growing that little sucker just to be taken off. So yeah, you can see this root coming off of that. That's why you keep these things, because this was under the soil. Look, that's an active growing root tip on a sucker that I let grow for 2 years. Crazy. So I need that. Don't need this. Oh wow, that was tough. We don't need this one either. Leave the rest for now. Kind of sad to see those guys go. I've been looking at them for a long time. But yeah, they'll heal up in no time. No time at all. Alright, let's get this thing potted up. Okay, let's talk pot selection for a minute. Yes, I'm going back on what I said earlier. Yeah, so that would be best. That would be best for the root development of the tree. But I actually think that's quite fibrous. And I had this one that Mike from the Plymouth Club gave me. It was for a linden, but didn't actually fit. And it looks really good in there. So I'm going to choose aesthetic because I'm the one who has to look at it for the next however long. So I'm going to put it in this pot. And it's nothing that you haven't seen before. So you're going back on a time lapse. Sorry. There was this one, but that's asking a bit much. So we're going to go for this one. And I'm quite excited by that. So again, shout out Mike Everett from the Plymouth Club who gave me this pot very kindly. And now it's going to be used for this humongous oh my god. And now it's going to be used for this humongous hawthorn that I've just probably snapped loads of roots off. Yay! Let's go. This isn't over, Hawthorn. See you in the morning. So, what you saw me failing at miserably last night on that time lapse was me rushing to get this thing potted up. I didn't want to keep my adoring wife waiting any longer, and I was running over the time. So, I put it back in water and I had an idea. Let's show you. Yep. If you don't have a good enough tie down, you make one. Oh, I also had soil falling out of the drainage holes because they're really big on this training pot. So I stopped being lazy and I tied them in with loops, and I drilled another extra hole here, which is what we're going to use to go through the trunk. Yeah, it should be quite interesting actually. Let's do it. Let's try this for the third time. I don't want to talk about how much wire I've used doing this 3 times. But we can always replace wire. We can't, you can't put a price on the learning, Right. I'm going to pot this up. I'm going to go with the center one first. So a little unorthodox, and if you're not completely sure why I've done that, it's to tie it in, but also do not worry about the health of the tree. This tree will be absolutely fine. The wood on the inside is dead. The only live part of any tree is this cambium layer, the green layer around, that's just underneath the bark. So by the time this tree is potted and settled into this, and we can get rid of the tie down wire after, probably less than 12 months, to be honest, because it'll have these ones as well. And that will heal over, and you won't be able to tell in 2 years' time. And if anything, this video showcases just how fast 2 years can go, because it feels like yesterday I pulled this thing out. Here I am potting it up. Yeah, I wasn't happy with the security of the tree in the pot, and ultimately it brings me to a bonsaicornwall quote where Ryan Neal says, if the tree's moving, it's dying. Sounds extreme, but it is completely true. If we're not taking every measure possible to ensure that this tree is absolutely solid in this pot, then those roots are not going to be able to live their best life, as the kids say. it wasn't freezing last night, so one night sat in a tub of water was not going to do this hawthorn any damage. Looks like we're cooking, people. Yeah, that's not bad. It definitely stays there. There you go. So imagine that once I've got the other two tie downs in there, it's going to be a lot more secure than it was last night, that's for sure. Okay, let's go. Okay, right, it's not perfect. The potting angle is a little like that. I would have liked it to be that way, but I'm not that fussed. I can do this, which I could not do last night. Perfect? No, but oh my god, it's not moving in the pot. You know, the pot is probably at more risk of breaking next. And yeah, like I said, this will heal over in no time at all. And actually, let's have a look at those. Look at those buds, man. Where do I want you to look? I want you to look right here. Yeah, this thing's going to be in leaf in about a week, so good timing. A little bit late for hawthorn, but hey, we'll take it. And yeah, time to get this thing potted up, I think. Oh, I love this next bit. Here's a little spin around of the whole tree. You don't really need to focus on like that much because, well, it won't be there. But that's our kind of front. We've got this nice movement now. I like that curve there. I'm not really focused on any of the branches right now. We'll just let them grow out this year, and we won't touch this for 12 months, maybe more. You know, I've looked at roots now. I've got it in some good soil. I'm happy to let it just have free reign and just recuperate as much energy as possible. So next I'm going to use a bit of my Nature Ghost cut putty to just seal up this hole where the guy wire is going through. And I'm going to seal up this top wound up here because until I figure out where I want to air layer, I don't want anything getting in that. So yeah, seal that up, put some putty in there, and yeah, get this thing a good old drink. Because yeah, these buds are about to pop. What a cool tree. If I wanted to, I would start to wire these down. Yeah, but I don't see the point right now. So there we are, Yamadori Hawthorn, 2.5 years later. What did we learn? Well, for me personally, I spent a lot of time thinking about Tony's bonsai and reminiscing on those lovely memories. We learnt the importance of patience and sometimes coming back with a fresh mind. Using some advanced techniques, right or wrong. I'm sure the comments section will let me know. What else did we learn? Yeah, that security is what allows us that the tree is going to be happy, that it can grow and be healthy, and that essentially, like Ryan Neal of Bonsai Mirai said, if it moves in the pot, it's dying. Sometimes we need an extreme statement, don't we, to make us really appreciate. Here's another. You can kind of just tweak those wires to pull them in even tighter. Yeah. I'm going to water this thing and put it somewhere with no wind for the next 6 months. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. YouTube hates my videos at the minute and won't show them to anybody new. So if you're watching this, then you must have been here for a little while. So thank you for that. Wherever you are in the world, make sure you're taking care of yourself. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. Humongous.
If you enjoy the videos and you'd like to support the channel, please consider following the links in the description. Here you'll find links to the Amazon wishlist. This is the best way to help the channel. Alternatively, you can buy these t-shirts. Please email or DM me to find out how you can get those. Lastly, the easiest way to help support the channel is drop a like on this video and please press the subscribe button. That would mean the world to me. Thank you so much.